Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sandy Glaze. I'm a personal transformation and self-development coach, and today is September 6, 2022, and as the world spins out of control, I thought maybe today I would speak about setting the bar a little higher and setting expectations for ourselves. What is prompting me to do this video is watching Joe Biden, I believe it was yesterday, talking about how they beat Big Pharma. And he's trying to say it with such conviction. So I'm not sure if this is a parody, a mockery to wake people up, or whether this is really where he's at. But I noticed a few things about that video, that he has people behind them holding up the placards the same way they do at the Trump rally. So I'm noticing that they're mimicking, because they cannot create on their own. They don't have the intellectual or creative capacity to do that, but they're mimicking what is happening at the Trump rallies so that they can make themselves look bigger, regardless of who you believe is the party to vote for, or whether you know it's one party and it doesn't really matter what side you're on, because they all work in tandem. And it really comes down to a morality issue of whether they can be honest or not. As compared to what color you're voting for, blue or red. So I'm not going into the politics of it. And it's interesting because watching this video with Biden talk about how they beat pharma, beat him at what? What did they beat him at? And I'm finding it's interesting watching the people in behind him all going along. And last week I did a show on spotting imposters. And a lot of those people behind him would be imposters. And another thing that's come to mind is that we're taught how to be tolerant of other people's nonsense, but we're not taught how to be truthful. We're not taught how to spot the truth. And again, watching those people in behind him go along and play, I realize anyone who works either in the three-letter agencies, in much of law enforcement, or much of the government bodies, it doesn't matter which one it is. If it's finance, IRS or Revenue Canada, it doesn't matter what they are, but they're all crisis actors of one way or another. And depending on what their job is just how far they will go with the act to keep it up, to keep everybody duped into believing the narrative that we're watching unfold. So I want to talk about setting the bar. I don't know about anybody else, but after watching a few of those videos from Joe in the last week, it makes you want to slap a hockey helmet on your head and break out into a chorus of Charlie Babbitt, Charlie Babbitt, Charlie Babbitt, because it is absolutely insane. And what we realize is we can't wait for them to step up and do the right thing. They don't have what it takes. They don't know how to do the right thing. They wouldn't even know how to define the right thing. So why don't we set the bar of what we expect? I know some people are of the opinion we need a quantum financial system. I've been thinking about that as well, and I don't think we do. I think we need a quantum accounting system for governments worldwide, for whatever countries are willing to step up to that. Because until we take greed off the table, our desire to do the right thing isn't as strong as their desire to screw somebody to get ahead. That's just the way that sociopathy and psychopathy work. It's just the way it works. They want to hurt you and steal from you more than you don't want them to hurt you and steal from you. And the best way to find peace, I think, is if we can have an accounting system in place that every dollar is accounted for in every department. And it doesn't matter if you're dealing with veteran affairs, who you're dealing with, but we get to see where that money goes. Because unfortunately, too many people who are put in positions at the top, they're the ones who get to make the decisions. And for some reason, their decisions seem to benefit their own bottom line better than anybody else's. So that's what I think needs to change. But just some of the ideas that I was thinking of was for like tax credits for healthy living. Why isn't everybody in the United States, Canada, given a $2,000 or $3,000 a year tax waiver account that they can go and take whatever type of modality of wellness they want, whether it's a sport, whether it's energy work like Tai Chi, or the martial arts, whether it's a healthcare, like a dietary line of food that they want to eat, whatever it is. But why aren't we focusing on what we want instead of what we won't tolerate anymore? And again, it keeps coming back to tolerance. And tolerance is not, it's not a vow of that we're better than because we tolerate somebody else's nonsense. That's just part of the programming that makes us not stand up and clean some of these people out when they do commit crimes against us, or even just bad judgments that would cause us more grief. So again, going back to Biden, and we beat pharmacy, the pharma industry, beat them at what? When the leading cause of death in the United States is allopathic medicine. What did you beat them at, Joe? And so when we set the bar for ourselves, we start to explain what we want to see in the financial markets, what we want to see for financial instruments, what we want to see in resource distribution. So I think we have to look at a lot of the what we believe is the way things are supposed to be. Who says somebody can go and buy so much land and they get to mine the resources and they get the spoils of those resources when nobody gave, like, we're stewards of the land, but nobody, humans are the only species that you section off a piece of land and say, this is mine. Could you imagine the birds doing that, or the squirrels trying to steal this land and just say, this is mine, you can't have any of this? So who's to say the resources that are in the earth shouldn't be mined? I'm not saying they shouldn't be, but a dividend check being given out to each of the people. So we're always looking at what's like what handouts and things like that, but what about what's claiming ours, what is honestly ours? And that's just another of the ideas that I had. So looking at wellness modalities, I remember hearing, I think it was Australia a number of years ago, and I can relate to this in Ontario because OHIP used to pay a certain percentage of chiropractic, and they don't pay that anymore. I don't remember if they pay for eye exams anymore. I'm not sure if they pay for that, but this is a story for another time. But a lot of the wire rim glasses, that's designed to throw off your energy in your mind and your brain, because the wire interferes with the electromagnetic frequencies. I'll do a whole episode on all the different things that we are encouraged to do that are not good for our personal energy field, synthetic clothing, hats, things like that. But we definitely have a chance to look at things. We've given them every opportunity to figure this out. And if they're too stupid, like, they're too stupid. Like, nothing's going to change that. But we can set the bar of what our expectations are. What do we expect for an academic level? I sit here and I watch the people who don't have a clue how money works. They don't understand how to balance a checkbook. They don't understand income compared to asset models. And I'm not blaming anybody or trying to make anybody feel bad, but why don't they have a basic understanding of finance? And the reason for that is because if you don't know how to control the money, then you can be controlled. And control is what this all comes down to. And I'm watching people go out of their way to try to control other people's thoughts, what they think about. It doesn't matter if it's the Q, whatever it is. They're trying to control other people's thoughts, actions, feelings, beliefs, behaviors. And that is truly what the evil is in the world, having to control another person to be able to get ahead. And I watch like power plays and comments that, people think that, oh, I'm closer to God because I ascribe to a certain religion. Like, this is all just ego and spiritual ego that needs to be cleared out, and spiritual narcissism. So I've jumped around a little bit here, but at the same time, I think it's important that we just realize we've had enough and stop asking for permission to stand up and do what's right for you, because these people aren't going to stop. And what they've done is, because they've taken away a lot of the jobs, now they've got openings for other people to come in, whether it's quarantine camps to manage that. What a power play to be able to keep somebody under lock and key. Like, if that's a shallow person who's they're hiring for these positions. And the other thing I'm noticing, some of the people who are in these positions, what they're doing is they're promoting them. So they're giving them more money, which is government money, which is not the money that belongs to the organization. So what do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to keep going along with the narrative to keep other people suppressed? Or do you think they're going to do the right thing? And I hope they're going to do the right thing, but that's not my call. That's their call. But I'm not putting my faith in other people, trusting them to do the right thing. I'll do the right thing for me. So I hope this is helpful for people to understand that we have the right to live a happy, healthy, outstanding life. We have the right to do that. We don't need anybody's permission. But if it's gone to stupidville the way it has in the United States and in Canada, there's no doubt that we haven't reached epic stupidity in Canada. But if people aren't in positions of power to do the right thing, then we need a new system. And I think that's going to be all of us calling out what we're seeing in the criminal aspects of our government, or poor choices that they're making, and start setting the bar of what we do want to see, because this is our life to live, not theirs. They can live their life whatever way they want, but we also have a chance to do the same. So don't give your power away to anyone. If people try to power play you and tell you they're smarter than you, or they're more deserving than you, or they have better life experiences than you, so they're more qualified to be the leader of a topic than you, just smile and nod and off you go. But realize that you have the power to stand in your own energy field, but you have the power to stand in your own right to claim what's yours. I had no idea that there was this many dysfunctional people in the Western society. And we're told most people are nice. You know, most people, they would do the right thing if they knew how bad it was affecting somebody else. And my experience is absolute bullshit. People look out for themselves because they've been taught to be very shallow, very materialistic, very consumeristic, to the point that the more things they have, the more they esteem themselves. And I'm going to talk more about self-esteem and other esteem, outside esteem, and proper inner esteem. Because when people esteem themselves properly, you don't need somebody else to be less than to make yourself feel good. So if you like this video, please share it and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified as I do more of these videos. If you have any questions, you can reach me at sandy@endinggloballoneliness.com, and you can visit my website. I'll put all that information in the description box. But again, just watching Joe Biden with the We Beat Pharma, like, it is just absolutely insane. So I just want to get off the crazy bus. So thank you. Enjoy your day.